Coffee and convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody here in the building. You guys already know what time it is, man. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to everybody here in the chat, man. Thank you guys so much. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with me, man. Make sure you wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 25,000 subscribers. And it's because of you guys, man. Salute to you guys. In the comment section, let me know, where are you watching from? What city? What state? Are you at home? Are you at work? Are you at the side chick's house? You at the main chick? Where are you watching this show this morning? Salute to the chat. We got a lot to talk about, man. I've been out of the loop, been out of town. I was in Austin, Texas for the weekend with the wife. Little mini getaway, you know what I'm saying? But I am home, and there's a lot to talk about. We have hired our offensive coordinator. It looks as though that is the way things are looking at this point, right? I mean, after the Cli Kingsbury situation, shit, I don't even know what the hell may happen now. But it looks as though we're leaning towards hiring our new offensive coordinator. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this letter that came out today from Antonio Pierce, the Players Tribune. It dropped today. Some good stuff in there. I don't know. Stick around, man, because I want to see how you guys feel about my take on this thing, okay? So stick around for that. We're going to talk about the Antonio Pierce letter that he just dropped this morning. And we're also going to talk about realistic options at the quarterback position at 13. There's just a lot of talk about three specific names, and really one. You know what I'm saying? My dog would want to drink her water right when I start my show. Nasty work. But one specific person that a lot of mock drafts are starting to pinpoint him coming to us. So we're going to talk about that as well. Debbie, we can start there. We can start there if you like. That letter was goddamn glorious. Pumped me up again. Needed that after this weekend. Yeah, man. I mean, for those who haven't got a chance to check it out, it is theplayerstribune.com. I'll read one small part from it, and then you guys, if you get a chance to, like I said, go to theplayerstribune.com. This is straight from Antonio Pierce's mouth. This is not someone else writing what he was feeling or what he wanted to say. This is coming from Antonio Pierce. All right. Dear Raider Nation, you all ready for this? That's what I want to know right now more than anything from you guys. Like, are you ready to put some ass whoopings on these other teams or what? Not to just talk about doing it, but to go out and actually do it, because that's where this is headed. That's where we're going with this. And look, I'm not trying to be funny here. This isn't some rah-rah PR thing. What you need to understand is I'm all about this. This isn't a coaching job for me. This is my dream. This is my life. This is dead serious Raider football, the silver and black. Not to be fucked with. Just like in the old days, that's where we're taking it. I'm telling you, I'm telling everyone. The legacy of this franchise, the history, everything the Raiders have always stood for, those things matter to me more than I can put words into. It's what I grew up with as a kid in Compton, everything I love, who I am. I mean, when Mr. Davis told me a few months ago that he was going to entrust me with being the interim head coach, I remember looking at him dead in his eye. And you know what I said? I'm ready. With no hesitation at all, I'm ready. You sure? He said, hell yeah, I'm sure. I was born to do this. I've been ready. What you need to understand is I'm all about this. And he goes on to continue to talk about, his love for the Raiders and what we should be expecting from this team moving forward. Let me say this real quick, you guys. I love Antonio Pierce. You know what I mean? And you guys know I'm the most optimistic fan in the world, right? I'm always hyped about everything that we do until it's not the right move to make, right? And everyone knows, I was always pro Harbaugh AP, 1A, 1B, however it happened, I was good with it. Initially I was so excited to hear Antonio Pierce, always talk, at the pressers and all the interviews he's done, the Raider chants, the cigars, all that good stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But at this point, when you have to say something like the likes of this isn't a PR thing, I mean, it is a PR thing. You know what I'm saying? The Raiders have gotten a lot of flack in the news these past few days with Cli Kingsbury. And it came out today that, we didn't want to hire him to a 3-year deal. We wanted to hire him to a 2-year deal. So he left, went to Washington, where he probably is going to end up with his guy, Caleb Williams. And, Cliff's going to be happy. But I'm getting away from, my initial thought. There's a lot of news this weekend, with Cli Kingsbury backing out, withdrawing from, his OC spot, and then us going out the following day and going out to get Luke Getsy, right? A guy that wasn't really high on a lot of people's list at all. I'm going to talk about Luke here in a second. But this looks like a PR thing. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I love AP. Like I said before, I have to keep repeating this because I don't want people thinking that I'm here to shit on AP, because I'm not. I love what he's bringing to our locker room. I love what he's bringing back to our organization. But it's all talk at this point. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I've heard this already. I've really heard this already. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people are getting hyped up. I know a lot of people are getting excited, as you should. And I don't want to take any excitement from anyone. This is just my personal opinion. I've heard this already. At the end of the day, I don't find it a shocker that this drops the day after we hire Luke Getsy as our offensive coordinator, after there's so much, shock and so much chaos in the nation on social media about this. You know what I mean? Like let's just keep it up. But when you got to say this isn't a PR thing, it's a PR thing. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that he doesn't mean what he's saying. I know he's meaning what he's meaning, but I've heard this already. I've heard this. Now it's time to just show and prove. I think right now, AP, go into hiding, build this team up, focus on the draft, focus on free agency, and let's win. Like you know what I mean? You keep saying what Mark Davis, the conversations that you've had. Look, Al always said, just win, baby. That's it. That's it. Just win, baby. That's all that matters. I'm going to get back to that. I just want to win. And I'm kind of tired of all the boom, 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 rah, rah, rah. It's cool. It's all good. It's great. But AP, we need results now. And I know, I may be saying this and it's February, right? We're still months and months away from actual football, but I'm not going to get too excited about this, man, especially after, some of the stuff that happened, like I said, with the Cli Kingsbury situation, him leaving and us bringing in Luke. I just want to win. I want to win. And this looks like a public relations type situation, to come out there and get everybody hyped up about, these moves that we're making, potentially Hugh Jackson in the building and Marvin Lewis. And, we already know what we've done, brought in Andre Carter and a shit ton of guys. I love the coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? I do. I love what we've put together at this point. Getsy, man, I'm going to be honest. I'm on the fence with this. Actually, I'm not really on the fence. This wasn't one of my top options at the offensive coordinator position at all. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people are going to get upset with me for not being optimistic about this move. I just don't think it was the right move. Do I know it wasn't the right move? No, I don't. I don't know if it was, if it's the right move or not. It just feels like it's not the right move. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people will go back to Chicago and say, Justin Fields, he couldn't pass the football. So, they had to run the football a lot in Chicago. A lot of people will also say that Luke Getsy, he likes the West Coast offense. You know what I mean? There was a lot of things that he wanted to do in Chicago, but he couldn't because of the offensive line, because of the deficiencies that his quarterback has and so on and so forth, right? I'm not going to blame that. I'm not going to blame everything directly on Luke Getsy. Some of that falls on Justin Fields. Some of that falls on the general manager. Some of that falls on the ownership. Some of that falls on the offensive line. There was a lot of bad things that were going on in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give him a shot, you know what I mean? In which I have to give him a shot at this point. You know what I mean? He's our guy. It looks as though we're going to hire Luke Getsy as our offensive coordinator. So I'm here to see what he can do. And I'm hoping that he can get back to that West Coast offense. And you know, a lot of people they're not too familiar with Luke Getsy. You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk a little bit more about his resume and his history and what, you know, trees came from, you know, in terms of, you know, head coaching and all that good stuff. But I'm here to give him a shot because I have to. You know what I mean? But, you know, with Cli Kingsbury out there, and now it looks as though he's going to be heading to New Orleans. You know, there was some better options out there. I don't know why no one's heard about Frank Reich at all. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I don't know if he's just going to take a year off or whatnot. I would have rather, you know, preferably had Cli Kingsbury over Luke Getsy. But, you know, it is what it is. He does what AP likes to do, which is run the football on the offensive side of the ball, right? And, you know, the air raid, they run the football as well, but this is a total different philosophy. So this is what scares me, you guys, because I'm at a point where I'm like, do they know what direction they're going in? You know what I mean? Like, do they know what they're trying to do offensively? Like, what is the philosophy? What are we going to do? Are we going to be a ground and pound team? Are we going to be a team that airs it out, stretches the football field? What are we doing? We literally went from one philosophy that's all the way over here in Cli Kingsbury to Luke Getsy in 24 hours. What are we doing? Like what is the plan on the offensive side of the football? I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared right now, man, because I don't know what it is that they want to do. I don't know. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I think they're kind of trying to figure that out on the fly because there's so many great defensive minds in the building. Antonio Pierce, Marvin Lewis, you know, the Rob Ryans of the world, you know, all the guys that we have on that defensive staff. It's like we're going to rely heavily on our defense. We're going to rely heavily on our defense. And our defense is going to have to continue that trend upwards from last year. You guys are going to have to get better. They're going to have to continue to climb the rankings on the defensive side of the football because we're probably going to have to lean on them a lot. You know what I mean? I think we're going to run the football a lot. I think we're going to bring Josh Jacobs back. And I think, you know, that's the right thing to do with Luke Getsy, you know, as the offensive coordinator. Bring a proven guy back. If he's healthy and he's not asking for the farm, bring him back. If it's an honest, you know, a good number and it's not resetting the market or any crazy shit, bring him back. Bring him back. Him and Zeus 1-2 punch in Luke Getsy's system. I'm cool with it. I like a lot of his design runs. I love the way that Luke Getsy runs the football and the system that he runs. I do. I'm not against that side of what he does. You know what I mean? And Cole Kmet started to get his shit together also these past 2 seasons under Luke Getsy on the offensive side of the football. So I'm expecting Michael Mayer to actually feast a lot also in the passing game. But, you know, I just felt like there was better options out there. You know what I mean? This is not, you know, I understand the connection to Devontae Adams. He was the quarterbacks coach, wide receivers coach, whatever in Green Bay. You know, he was there for a few seasons, you know, and there's a connection there. You know what I mean? And from what I've heard, Devontae, you know, likes Luke Getsy. You know what I mean? And Getsy likes Devontae a lot. So there's that connection. I have to see it. Just like what AP is saying, oh, this, and that. I just have to see it now. No more talk. I just want to see what they plan to put together. You know what I'm saying? And you know, for those who are not too familiar with what Luke Getsy does, I found that someone sent this to me on Instagram. I'm going to read this real quick. I don't know what article it came from or anything, but those who are not familiar, and I see a few supers, I will get them in the chat here also. Only days after being hired as the Bears offensive coordinator, Luke Getsy made his mission statement with his new team while discussing why he decided to work for Matt LaFleur as Green Bay's quarterbacks coach in 2019. The biggest thing that attracted me to that opportunity to work with Matt was the teaching style and the emphasis to committing to the run game, letting the run game drive the play-pass game, and then building everything around that. Getsy said, "We'll be a similar type approach. We'll let one thing drive the next. It's all about protecting the quarterback. Everything is about the quarterback. If you can run the ball and you can play pass, you're going to have an opportunity to protect your quarterback. Running the ball and using play action passing was about as far as what the Bears did last season on offense as any team could get. It won't be that way this year if Getsy has any say, and he obviously does. The Bears were 31st in play action pass attempts last year with 98, according to official league stat partner Sports Radar. They finished dead last with 594 passing yards off of play action throws, including RPO. In the last 3 games, Getsy had called more designed quarterback runs, read option plays, and play action passes. That approach, coupled with Fields' continuing growth in his second NFL season, has enabled the former Ohio State standout and the offense to take flight. The Bears have scored 94 points in their last 3 games, second most in the NFL. Over that span, Fields had rushed for 320 yards, 3 touchdowns on 37 carries, and thrown for 453 yards with 6 TDs, 1 interception, and a 106.1 passer rating. In last Sunday's loss to the Dolphins, Fields rushed for 178 yards, the most in NFL history by a quarterback in a regular season game, and produced 4 TDs via 3 passes and a spectacular 61-yard run. The performance earned him NFC Offensive Player of the Week honors. Almost done, you guys. Getsy has done a great job these past few weeks, Fields said. Like Coach Eberflus said, ever since the mini bye week, he's done a great job tailoring our offense to my strengths and to the other players' strengths. As much as we can do that to as much as possible. The more we can do it, the more successful our offense will be. The Bears enter Week 10 ranked first in the NFL in rushing, averaging 195.4 yards per game. Last Sunday, this is a while back, you guys, they became the first team since the 1976 Steelers to run for at least 225 yards in 4 straight games. Getsy came from Green Bay, where they had a lot of success through the air. Doing things that way, said tight end Cole Kmet. His ability to adjust and see guys' strengths and play to that, especially with Justin, has been pretty cool. He's been a great leader for our offense. So there you have it. So the offense did get a lot better, as the year ended. And you see, provided some stats there. Justin Fields started to put it together here and there. I know a lot of people are putting it out there now that Justin Fields may not, be an option for us at the quarterback position. I hear a lot of people saying that these guys may have disdain for each other, that Luke doesn't like, Justin Fields because he got fired for not being able to develop him. And then Justin Fields doesn't like him because he wasn't able to develop him, right? And not being able to unlock all his potential, so to speak, right? I don't believe that. I don't think that Justin Fields is completely off the table. I don't know if Luke feels like, you know what, we have more work to do, and I'm comfortable with him to be my quarterback. I don't know yet. Me personally, I'm leaning towards us not looking at Justin Fields at all. I do believe he's probably going to end up in Atlanta, going back home and playing for his team. I think Atlanta's going to miss out on those top 3 guys. The Caleb Williams, the Drake May, and the Jaden Daniels, and they're going to have to pivot. I don't think they're going to go the Michael Penix route, the J.J. McCarthy, the Bo Nix. I think they're going to look at a Justin Fields, bring him home. He's from the area. So, but yeah, man, we shall see. We shall see. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're talking about the AP article that dropped today. We're also talking about the hiring of Luke Getsy. I didn't get a chance to speak my piece. I got a chance a little bit on Wasted Show yesterday as he called me on speakerphone. You know what I mean? But salute to Philmatic. I give Luke till week 7 to prove me wrong, Docs. Salute, nation. Salute to Philmatic, my dog, man. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Salute to you. Salute to old school. What would a Raider offseason be without drama, controversy, anger, and a meltdown? The life of a Raider. Salute to old school. Yeah, bro. Every year. Every single year, it's the same shit. Salute to Silver and Black Nation 24. Good morning, brother. I want to win as well. I'm sick and tired of these Chiefs and Niners and the rest of our rivals. It's just time for us to make some noise, man. Facts, man. Salute to my guy. Salute to K. Do you think Luke Getsy was a pressure pick? I do. But let me say this. I don't think it was a pressure pick. I do believe that this was their second option. This was their second favorite option. That's what I believe, K. I think that Cli Kingsbury, they were excited about him coming in and helping develop the next quarterback of the future for us. We all know the ties to Caleb Williams and Patrick Mahomes and Kyler Murray and all these guys, right? I think that Cliff was the clear-cut number 1 option. But from what I've heard and from what I've seen league sources speak, Luke Getsy had a lot of great interviews for other teams. You know what I'm saying? 2 interviews at that. So he got a couple interviews for other teams. So I think that they truly loved, the interviewing process. I think that they bought into what he was trying to do, and they gave him a shot. You know what I mean? Even though he's the second option. And that's another reason why I'm upset, K, because once again, in 24 hours, you move on from your first option and you go get your second option. From the outside looking in, it just looks terrible to allow a guy to walk away from a job because you don't want to give him the 3rd year and to go pivot, and in 24 hours you hire another guy. You know what I mean? It's like you didn't hire the guy. You didn't hire the first guy that you wanted. It just looks so bad. It's such a Raider move to allow one guy to leave the building and to go 24 hours later and go get a guy. So I'm hoping that Luke uses this, as fuel, and I hope that he unlocks this full potential that we have on the offensive side of the football. I think there's some more, now the guys that we have in this offense are going to fit, what Luke is trying to do. I think Mayer fits in this system better than he does in Cli Kingsbury. I think Jacoby Myers does. I even think Devontae Adams does. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of short passes, getting rid of the football quick. And that's why I think that, Bo Nix may be a realistic option. I put it out there a few weeks ago, you guys, that Tom Telesco, from what I heard, salute to one of my boys. He has a close source, to what they got going on, that he likes Bo Nix, not because of the Justin Herbert and Oregon connection. He likes Bo Nix. It's not that high on JJ McCarthy. I think that Bo Nix would be actually really good in this system. You know what I'm saying? He can utilize his legs if you need to, but he can get rid of the football quick. You know what I'm saying? And short, intermediate passes. You know what I mean? We got yak monsters on this team. You know what I'm saying? Trey Tucker's the speedster. Michael Mayer is a yak monster. Devontae is a yak monster. I just think that we have the proper tools to work Luke Getsy's offense, especially maybe, with bringing Josh Jacobs potentially back. I think this is the better fit. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like I was more excited about what Cli Kingsbury could bring because of, I always liked that air raid offense. You know what I'm saying? I always liked that. You know what I mean? I like the pass heavy attack. I know they would have still ran the football and so on and so forth. Don't get me wrong. Cliff wouldn't have got away from the run by any stretch, but I just was more excited about that offense and seeing, potentially some of the players that we would draft some more speed to bring in to implement that offense. But I think we have what it takes right now to run Luke's system. And I do believe Bo Nix would be actually, at 13, if he's still there, which I don't think. You may have to move up a little bit to go get him or the likes of a Michael Penix. But I think him, JJ McCarthy, and Penix, those 3 guys, under that number one, the upper echelon of guys, I think either one of those guys would fit what Luke Getsy is trying to do as our offensive coordinator. Like I said, get rid of the football quick. You know what I mean? Those short intermediate dump offs and let your playmakers create. I think that those 3 guys, those 3 options would actually work with what we're trying to do. I think that Bo Nix is going to be the favorite. And I think now a lot of these mock drafts, I even seen ESPN having Bo Nix mocked to us. You know what I mean? So, but it's going to be interesting to see what some of these other teams do. The Denver Broncos, the Minnesota Vikings, there's rumblings now that they're going to want to trade up and get one of their guys at the quarterback spot. I don't know if that's Bo Nix. I don't know who it is. But I do believe that those 3 options, Michael Penix, the JJ McCarthys of the world, and the Bo Nix would fit in the system that, that he's running. Salute to Joe. If I had to guess, I think with Getsy, they want to run our offense like San Fran, get a younger gamer, QB like McCarthy or Nix, then have JJ as a security blanket and have Mayer be a focus in the O. And Joe, you kind of just echoed my sentiment. You actually just really pretty much said what I said. Salute to my guy, Joe. My guy. Facts. Salute to Ocean Boy. Let AP choose his guy. Can't say you want AP as a head coach, then shit on his choice and vision for the team. Cliff backed out. He had to pivot to get Getsy. Look, bro. I'm not telling him what to do at all, brother. I'm just saying this is my personal opinion. If Cliff was your number one option and he leaves and you pivot to go get another guy in 24 hours, that's a black eye. It looks crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But and at that point, you're saying, what's his vision? What's his vision? These are 2 totally different offenses. Ocean, so bro, please let me know what you mean, because what is the vision? That's why I'm a little confused as to what we're trying to do on the offensive side of the football. You know what I mean? Please let me know, brother. Like, elaborate a little bit and tell me, make me feel a little better about how I'm feeling then, please, because these are 2 total different offensive philosophies. So what is the vision? What is the vision? Salute to my guy, Jason. Blessings, bro. Hope all is well. I won't judge Getsy until we see the product on the field. Tight end look good in this system, so Mayor will eat. Raider Nation for life. Salute to my brother, Jason Hunter, as always, on a $5 donation. I appreciate you, brother. Walt says, put lipstick on a pig. Getsy is a pig. I saw all Bears games. I have not heard one Bears fan or one person in that area give Getsy any type of flowers. Not one. Not one. Everybody has literally picked this guy apart. And I know, once again, maybe we have the better pieces on the offensive side of the football. That's what a lot of people were saying. I mean, I'm going to be real. I mean, DJ Moore and Cole Kmet, those are some pretty good options. Darnell Mooney and, they have some pretty good options on the offensive side of the football. But that O-line was beat up. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah, man, look, well, I got to see it, brother. You got to show me. Salute to JT. Bears offense had one more TD than the Raiders last season. Even with our Charger blowout and a half a season with a genius coach, Luke is an upgrade, period. Cool. I mean, I think anybody would pretty much be an upgrade over Bo Hardegree, in what Josh McDaniels was bringing to the table in terms of the offensive side of the football. I mean, as a whole, period, with Josh McDaniels. But I hear you, bro. I hope that this works. As a Raider fan, a diehard fan, a guy that, is getting a little up there in age, and I don't know how much longer I have on this earth. I'm hoping that we figure this shit out now, man, because I want to win now. And watching the Chiefs and the Niners play in our building, salute to Jermaine Illuminor too. Apparently, I put a tweet out there and Jermaine responded and said that the Chiefs are actually in the UNLV locker room. And then the Niners are in the visitors locker room. So there will be no one in our specific locker room. They will still be in our building, which sucks. But they will not be in our locker room. There will be no opportunity to step on the shield and do any disrespectful shit within our locker room. Apparently, the Chiefs are, going to be in the UNLV locker room. The Niners will be in the visitors locker room. So that's a great thing. Even though I just seen, the Chiefs logo in our end zone, and it made me throw up in my mouth. Salute to Peter, my guy, man. Wonder if Getsy was being held back by the head coach by the same way PG was. I mean, and this could be. This could be, Peter. You know what I'm saying? Eberflus is a defensive-minded guy. You know what I'm saying? He is a guy that's going to run the defense. I don't really know how much he would have had his hand in the offensive side of the football, to be honest. He's a defensive-minded guy. This wasn't a Josh McDaniels type situation, you know what I'm saying, where we have an offensive coordinator, but the offensive coordinator ain't doing shit. That was actually Getsy's offense. I just think that the offense looked the way it looked because of, Justin Fields being hurt, them having to put out a UDFA Division II talent at the quarterback position for weeks. The deficiencies on the offensive line, a lot of their running backs were hurt. You know what I'm saying? They were in and out of that lineup all year long. And still they were the second best running team, I believe, in the NFL. That's crazy. But I don't think he was being held back by the head coach. I think if anything, it was the personnel. It was what he had on the football field. I don't think that Justin Fields, I don't know if he really fits what he was trying to do. You know what I mean? And y'all may kill me for this, but I actually think, and this may maybe be a hot take, but I think Aiden O'Connell fits in this system, more than Justin Fields. At least he can make the throws. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that Justin Fields has always been an underrated thrower of the football. I'm not going to beat him up. I've said this, and I'm all for if they brought in Justin Fields. I'm not against that at all. But, getting rid of the football quick, quick decisions, West Coast offense, maybe Justin just didn't fit what he was trying to do. Salute to Peter. Salute to Pace, my guy, on a $10 donation. AP is just like me and you and dudes like us around the same age. Grew up in the inner city of the Bay in Southern California in the 80s and 90s as a diehard Raider fan. Fills me with so much pride. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. But, like I said, Pace, I agree. I love to see a guy in the building that grew up loving the team that we grew up loving as well. But now I've just heard this same speech a million times. At this point, Pace, I just want to win, and I hope it translates on the football field on Sundays, Thursdays, and Mondays whenever we play. Because look, I was excited the first time I heard Raiders. I was excited the second time I grew up in Compton. I was excited the third time when I see him slide up in his 6'4". I was excited the fourth time when I seen the cigars. You know what I mean? Now it's time to actually see the product. You know what I mean? I want to hear good things about what they're doing in terms of building this roster. You know what I'm saying? And that I don't want to hear any more of this. And like I said, y'all may kill me for it, but I'm going to be honest. I'm over the rah-rah talk. I'm over the PR shit. I just want to win football games. It's been way too long. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because in his pressers, he never really made any promises, right? He was always like, this is what we're going to do. I can't make any promises. I'm not going to say we're going to win a championship. In this Players Tribune thing, he kind of threw it more out there like, this is what we're going to do. He kind of made it seem like more like, no, this is what we're going to do. It seemed more like promises than just talk. And that's one thing that I got from this article, which I liked, was more of, oh, okay, so you're saying that we're going to actually do this. Let's get it. Because I don't know if you guys kind of see it in the pressers, he's a little more, reserved in terms of expectations. You know what I'm saying? In this article, he was a little more, a little more flamboyant, a little more like, no, this is what we're going to do. We're returning to this. This is what we're, so on and so forth. That was the one part I liked about this article. Gio, the optics were bad. The situation just looks messy and unprofessional. Hope it works out for us, but it's definitely got a same old Raiders stench to it. Exactly, Gio. Factory outlet, my brother. Salute to Gio and a $5 donation. 24-hour just means we had 2 real candidates. That's cool. That's cool, JT. Hey, we feel a little different, brother. We feel a little different. I don't think the same thing. I put this out there on Wasted Show the other day, and I also said it on Twitter. It's like, you lock in that beautiful bombshell to go to, to go to the dance, right? The day of the dance, she says, you know what? I'm not going anymore with you. I have a better option, right? So you pivot and you find the most mid option because you still want to go to the dance. And to me, that's Luke Getsy. Is what it is. Y'all may not agree with me, but hey, is what it is. Salute the man, though. Does this mean Getsy won't develop Jaden Daniels? No, I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all. Look, Jaden Daniels can do, I keep saying he's a boomer bust product, but if you watch his tape, he can do it all. Make every throw, the arm strength. I don't think it would be an issue with Getsy developing Jaden Daniels if he's a realistic option for us. You know what I mean? So no, not at all. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. But I do believe that we may lean towards bringing in a veteran now, Mando. You know what I mean? Maybe to get one of those second wave of guys in this draft and maybe look at the likes of Russell Wilson or Kirk Cousins, bringing in one of those veterans to run this offense. But I don't think that Getsy could, I mean, look, you still have to prove it. You weren't able to do it with Justin Fields. You know what I'm saying? So we're betting right here. The word is this, you guys. We're betting on that it wasn't Getsy. It was Justin Fields. That's what it is. We're betting on, and Victor Fur, I believe, put something out there on Twitter also, like, we're just betting on it wasn't Getsy's fault. It was more of the Chicago Bears' fault. It was more of the Justin Fields side of things, the offensive line. We're betting on it wasn't Getsy's fault. That's what we're betting on. So take that for what it means. I mean, for whatever it is. Salute to RS. Rumors are that the Raiders were KK's second choice because he wanted to work with Dan Quinn, but Dan Quinn didn't get hired until later. I mean, that could be realistic. There's no connection there, though. And RS, unless you know of anything, there's no connection to Dan Quinn and KK. I'm going to be real with you. I call bullshit on that. I think the realistic thing was Caleb Williams saying, hey, I want to go home to D.C. You guys bring Cli Kingsbury. I put this out there weeks ago and people were saying, you have no sources. You're crazy. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. There was talks about Caleb Williams saying, I don't want to go to Chicago. There's a very, very realistic option that Chicago keeps Justin Fields and they draft Marvin Harrison Jr. at 1, or they trade the farm, or they even just move back 1 and take a bunch of draft capital from the Commanders and allow Caleb Williams to go there. But everything is lining up for Caleb Williams to return to playing under Cli Kingsbury. Caleb Williams put it on Instagram yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it. Cli Kingsbury had a Commanders shirt on, and he was like, shout out to my guy. I just think everything is lining up for him to say, Chicago, I don't want to go there. I want to go to home to D.C., and I think Cli Kingsbury knows what's up. I think this is not about Dan Quinn. I think this is more along the lines of Cli Kingsbury saying, I want a job at some point to be a head coach again, not just a coordinator. I know I fumbled the ball in regards to coaching in Arizona. I want another shot. You know what I'm saying? So let me go to the option where at least I know I have a guy that I've coached before in Caleb Williams. I know his weaknesses. I know his strengths, and I want to coach him. And I will bet my bottom dollar on him. I think that he was comfortable going to the Commanders knowing that they have a shot at Caleb Williams. Simple and plain. You know what I mean? And him saying, I'm going to roll the dice on me potentially being a head coach again on Caleb Williams. I don't think it really had anything to do with Dan Quinn. Salute to RS. Salute to Chef, my guy, on a $10 donation. I appreciate you, brother. Let me see. Even though Getsy is not the highest on the list of candidates, he is a new mind compared to all our past OCs. The Olsons, Musgraves, Naps on old school OCs that the NFL evolved past. I agree with you, Chef. And to be honest with you, man, I'm happy that we have him over the likes of, Hugh Jackson. I would have not wanted him to be calling this offense at all. And like you said, the Musgraves of the world, the Greg Olsons of the world, I hear you. I would even take, Luke Getsy over Eric Bieniemy. I thought a lot of people, I see a lot of people throwing that into the universe. I'm good off that. I'm good. I've spoken to Commanders fans. I've spoken to people that cover the Commanders, and they were like, you would be crazy to bring in Eric Bieniemy. I thought that the Raiders were going to overthink this and think Eric Bieniemy, he has the keys. He knows exactly what, Andy's doing in Kansas City, so on and so forth. I would take Getsy over Eric Bieniemy. I would take him over the likes of just giving Hugh Jackson the keys to the offense. I wouldn't be against those, Chef, having, if this is how it kind of plays out, Getsy, being more in control on the offensive side of the football when it comes to the run game, and having Hugh Jackson be like that passing kind of coordinator on the offensive side of football, have his hands in the pot a little bit in terms of the passing game. But I agree with you. I agree. Salute to Chef. Salute to Gio also on a $5 donation. I love the cliff hire for what is signaled for our quarterback draft plans. But I've wanted Caleb, and the connection gave hope that it would actually happen. Yeah, and it's not going to happen now unless the Raiders just get brave as shit and say, you know what, we're going to move all the way up to 1 anyway, and we're going to take Caleb and shit on Cli Kingsbury's plans. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Just give up the farm, say Chicago. Let's work together. Caleb Williams is saying he will refuse to go to Chicago, right? Well, give us your number 1 spot. We'll give you a bunch of shit, and the Commanders won't get what they want. Cli Kingsbury won't get what they want. We'll get what we want, and maybe potentially you can get what you want with a lot of more draft picks. It'd be hilarious because realistically, you guys, there's going to be some tackles, some guards available at 13 that Chicago could take a flyer on. They also have a top 10 pick still too. And also there's going to be some great wide receiver options there at 13 for them also. So if they truly don't want a quarterback, Chicago can move back and get a bunch of extra draft capital and still draft great this draft. Salute to Gio on a $5 donation. Salute to Hug. Yeah, man, wipe them feet, y'all. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 1,000 likes, man. It definitely helps what we do over here, man. Salute to my brother John in the building. Let me see. Salute to Cheese Man. Without Kingsbury, I think the Kyler Murray or AZ pick comes back into reach. Happy Monday, Graphk. It's going to be a long week for the nation. Oh, didn't think about that, Cheese. Realistically, man, do you think Arizona would want to work with Cli Kingsbury? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The way he left, I think they're still paying him too, right? But if Marvin Harrison's not available there, if Chicago takes him, I could see Arizona saying, hey, Raiders, you want to play ball? Come up and take our spot. We'll move back and take a tackle. I could see that. Or one of those other receivers, maybe the neighbor, from LSU, Keon Coleman, Florida State. Maybe you're on to something, Cheese Man. Salute to my guy. Let me see. No, I don't think so either, Tien. I don't think at all. I don't think Eberflus held him back at all. Eberflus is in control of the defensive side of the football. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Hey, Hug, I'm telling you. I'm saying in that offense that they're running, AO can throw in the tight windows. He could, get rid of the football quick. All I'm saying is, man, hey, take it for what it is. Salute to AD on a $5 donation, my guy. I pray to God this is our Bill Musgrave OC type of hiring. Everyone disliked it, but he started something special. Salute to my guy, AD. And then we got rid of him just like that after the offense went insane in 2016. Todd High Stakes Downing. Nasty work, AD. Salute to my guy on a $5 donation. Salute to Raider for life. Hey, we couldn't stop them when the Bears beat us. Yeah, they put up a 30-piece special on us, man. Raider for life with the Division II undrafted quarterback. Factory. A guy whose dad is a arm wrestling champion. Ain't that nasty work? Salute to RS. We were KK's second choice. He wanted to work with Dan Quinn, but Dan Quinn didn't get hired. Okay, I read that. Salute to RS. Salute to Angel. Graphk, what do you think of Spencer Rattler? Apparently he killed the Senior Bowl. If we look at him in those mid rounds, Angel, I'm not mad about it. There's still a lot of potential there. I know a lot of people want to kill him because he didn't live up to the hype at the beginning of his collegiate career, and then he kind of tailed off. And then I still think there's a lot of potential there. If in the right system and with the right tutelage, I think that Spencer Rattler can be one of those guys. I know a lot of people may not agree with me on that, but in the mid rounds, if he's there and you miss out on some of those top guys in this draft, I'm not against going out and get a Spencer Rattler. I like him. I do. So the Ocean Boy. Why is 24 hours deciding to get Getsy a problem when he already interviewed with the team? Option A is off the table, so we moved to option B. Well, this is the thing. Apparently, Cli Kingsbury, and I don't know if this is true from what I heard, he interviewed with the Saints in January already, right? I don't know if that's true or not. But look, apparently we were bound to sit back and wait for Cli Kingsbury one more week, right? We're going to sit back and play this out and see if Cli Kingsbury would be a realistic option. He hasn't officially signed on with the Saints. You know what I'm saying? So could he pull a Cli Kingsbury and do the same thing? Maybe. We could have kicked back and seen if Cli Kingsbury was the guy. You know what I mean? Those were my three top guys: was Zach Robinson, Cli Kingsbury, and Cli Kingsbury. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is this, man. The pivot is nasty work to me. It's just nasty work. I mean, don't get me wrong. They did what they had to do. I'm just saying from an optical standpoint, from the outside looking in, Ocean Boy, you miss out on your first option. He leaves because you don't want to give him a third year, apparently, according to Albert Breer, right? And then you pivot and bring in a Luke Getsy, a guy, that was high on a few teams, but there wasn't a lot of talk about him potentially taking over an OC spot anywhere else. I know he interviewed other places, and I know these also had second interviews with other jobs, but there wasn't a lot of talk of Luke Getsy even getting a real official look. I think we could have sat back and played this out for another week and at least just said, hey, Clint, after the Super Bowl, can we at least get you in for an interview and try and sell you on what we got going on? Salute the Ocean Boy. Time for talk is over. Let's get to work. Facts, bro. That's where I'm at with this thing, man. I'm not here to beat up, anything that these guys are doing in terms of putting this team together. I know a lot of people sent me over that article from AP this morning, and a lot of people, oh my God, we're really excited. It was cool to read some of it, you know what I'm saying? But like I said before, I've heard it all. I've heard it all before. At this point, let's turn this into some success on the football field. You know what I mean? I'm sorry now. I'm over the whole, the whole Compton talk, the whole cigar talk. I'm over the whole, all that. Now I just want results. That's it. I just want results. Point blank period, the end. So I'm not going to get too much happy about our head coach, coming out after, kind of a brain fart, so to speak, with this organization in terms of losing Cli Kingsbury and then going out and getting Luke Getsy. And the next thing the following day we have an article that drops, with Antonio Pierce. So time for talk is over with. Results time. AO4 made Hardegree's offense work. Makes you think about his potential, but I wouldn't mind a Jaden Daniels or a Bo Nix if they win the QB spot. Salute to Xavier, man. Salute to my guy. I don't know if Jaden Daniels is a realistic option. I think that he would be a guy that could come in and be a potential savior of this organization, a guy that can do it all on the football field. I just don't know realistically how we would make it happen. If New England, Chicago is the wild card. If they take Marvin Harrison Jr., the best player in this draft, at 1, then we may be in for a ride. Caleb Williams at 2. Maybe New England takes Drake May, and then maybe, just maybe, we can find a way to move up to 4 to go get Jaden Daniels. You know what I mean? But I don't know yet. I think more realistic option is Bo Nix at 13 or trading up to like 8, 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there and getting Bo Nix potentially. But it's going to be interesting to see their plan now moving forward with Getsy as the OC, with Aiden O'Connell still there and fighting for that spot. Salute the Raider for life. I'm with you. Aiden fits the offense. Could be week 1 starter over a rookie if we don't get a veteran. Facts. In this system, I can see it. I can definitely see it. Salute the Perk. Who do you think said no to a 3-year deal? I think it was the Raiders. And I think that's what's being reported too, right? By Albert Breer that, Cliff wanted the 3rd year. He wanted the 3rd year. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't get it. So he left. But I think there was also talks behind the scenes of the Commanders saying, hey, we would love to have you over here. And Caleb is planning on not going to Chicago. You're going to get your guy. So I think Cliff maybe threw that 3rd year deal. And I wasn't in this room. This is just conspiracy theorist Graphk at this point, you guys. Maybe he threw that. Maybe the plan was 2 years from the jump. And Cliff came in and said, I got to find a way to wiggle out of this. Hey, I want a 3rd year. And the Raiders said that wasn't the plan. Tom Telesco may have said that wasn't the plan. Like we agreed on a 2-year deal. Well, you know what? I'm out of here then. That could be what happened realistically. Conspiracy theorist Graphk. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. Maybe he used that as an excuse to get out of that, and go to the Commanders because they said, look, Caleb Williams is going to be here. Imagine losing a shot at the playoffs over 1 year on a contract. That is my fear. Larry DM, salute to you, brother. Hey, man, but, at the end of the day, we still have a lot of talent on this roster. This roster is only going to get better in the offseason. We're still very much, this is the offseason, so I don't even want to talk about the P word yet. You know what I'm saying? But we still have the same chances of getting to the playoffs next year that we did with Cli Kingsbury at this point. We don't know what this thing's going to look like yet. Stay tuned. Salute to Larry. EBK says, Getsy ran a screen 3 times in a row. Yo, salute to EBK. My God. Let me see. Salute to who that? I watched JD5 play in person for 2 years now. He's hands down the best quarterback in this draft by far. Salute to my guy. Salute to Danny. Nostradamus. I think you meant Nostradamus. Raiders multi-universe. Graphk, sometimes you end up marrying that mid-option from the dance because you find out she does the other things that others don't do in the bedroom. Let's hope that she has hidden talents and Getsy. I like that. Multiverse. Salute to my guy, bro. Salute to my guy. I like that. You're right. She might just be a nasty motherfucker, right? Facts. That's funny, man. Salute to Dan. I knew what you meant, brother. That's funny as shit. Hey, John, how Cliff do with Caleb? Well, let me say this. Their offensive line didn't do him any justice, and their defense was pretty bad out there. You know what I mean? He has some pretty good wild options at the receiver position. He had a really good running back also. I like him. Another sneaky kind of hidden gem in this draft, the young pup out of USC. But the O-line didn't really do too much help. The defense didn't hold up their end of the bargain. So, there's that. And realistically, we don't really know how much Cliff did anyway, right? Because that's Lincoln Riley's team. So realistically, we have no idea what Cliff did in terms of Caleb Williams' development and so on and so forth. We really, truly don't. Joe, if we do draft Bo Nix, Raider Nation better start to believe. Dun-dun-dun. Salute to my guy. Lake Show, I never called Hugh Jackson a bum. I didn't call him a bum. I just said I don't want him as our offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? If he's, got his hands in the pot in terms of, the passing game and shit like that, I'm cool. But I don't want him as our OC. I never said he was a bum, brother. I was there for the Hugh Jackson days. Shit, I was damn near a grown-ass man back then. I know. I watched very closely. Salute to my guy, Qua. As always, $10 donation. Salute, soldier. Not that I saw this coming, but I knew we should have grabbed Joe Brady as soon as he was let go. Damn, being proactive isn't a bad thing. Salute to my brother Qua, always coming through with a haymaker. Appreciate you as always, brother, on the $10 donation. You've been speaking about Joe Brady for a long time. It's hilarious. Salute to Abstract. Only plus from Getsy is his ties with Devontae. And some people can also say that he helped, Aaron Rodgers back-to-back MVP years. So there's that. And then let's just keep it a buck, you guys. I mean, it wasn't all bad with Justin Fields. There was some good times, but there was a lot more ugly than good. But, look, we got to sit this thing out now at this point. I'm kind of over the initial shock. I kind of put that on Twitter also. I'm over the initial shock now. Fuck it. Let's run it. Like, what else can we do? I can't sit around and complain about this. This wasn't my realistic option. I didn't want him as our offensive coordinator at all. But he's here now. Fuck it. Run it. Run it. I'm over the initial shock. Let's get it. Getsy, I hope you're that guy. I hope you return this offense to dominance. I do, because we have a lot of talent on the offensive side of the football. Richard Hardy, I'm not against that, brother. I would love to bring Pep in, to help with the passing game, whether that's the QB coach or, passing coordinator or something. I'm not against that. Just make sure he's just like the Hugh Jackson thing, just not an offensive coordinator. I don't want him as a coordinator, but I'm okay with QB coach, passing coordinator. I'm cool with that. Salute to Rube on a $5 donation, my guy. Let me see real quick. Salute to everybody in the building, man. 1,200 people. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are back. We're going to be live all week long, you guys. I'm off vacation. I'm going to be dropping left and right, live after live after live, and we got some guests coming on this week too, so stay tuned. We also have some former Raider players that are going to be on the show this week, so stay tuned for that. So, Drew, I don't know how left guard will look with the Raiders, but he hasn't given us. Oh, wait, Luke Getsy. I'm sorry, my apologies, bro. I don't know how Luke Getsy will look with the Raiders, but he hasn't given us anything to look forward to. Anyone trying to push this as a good mood is cat, bro, and that's where I am. Look, you guys know me, Rube, as one of the most optimistic Raider fans in the world. I'm not here to sell you bullshit. I get, what Wasted said. Let's just see it play out. Cool. I hear you, brother. And that's where I kind of am at this point. Just let it play out, right? But I'm not here to tell you. I'm not here to sell y'all this. Because look, you got to show me. I got to see it to believe it. This wasn't the move for me. I'm not here to tell you guys one bit. We hired the right guy. After one of the right guys in my mind left 24 hours ago or prior to go to the Commanders. I'm not going to do that. Luke Getsy was very, very low on my list of offensive coordinators for our offensive coordinator position. So I'm not here to do that. So salute to Rory. If we can bring in a good passing coordinator, then this hire might just work out with Getsy's run game. We talked about that. The QB will be our biggest decision now. Agreed, Rory. Salute to you. Great comment, my brother. Appreciate you on the $5 donation. This is facts. Salute to my boy Lumpy, one of the greatest names in YouTube history. AP is cooking, man. Let the chef work. A meal isn't prepared with one ingredient. It takes a bunch of ingredients to come together to make an amazing dish. Let the man cook. Salute to Lumpy. You know what, Lump? I'm actually shocked that he didn't just bring in Adam Gase. I thought for sure he was just going to say, you know what? Let me bring in a real familiar face and bring in Adam Gase. I thought he was going to do that. So let me say this. I'd rather have Luke Getsy over Adam Gase also. So there's that, you guys. I'd rather have Getsy over Eric Bieniemy. I'd rather have Getsy over Hugh Jackson. I'd rather have him over Adam Gase. So there's a little glimmer of a little silver lining there, right? With me, not just beating him up completely. I'd take him over a few other options. I'd take him over Pep Hamilton as the offensive coordinator. Salute to Lumpy. Salute to Tony. Graphk, new to the channel. Love the content. AP stamp on his team is physicality. Ground and pound with the heart of the team and JJ. Not sure AP and KK were on the same page. Raider Nation for life. And that is what I was saying, Tony. Salute to you and thank you for the kind words, brother. That's one of the reasons I'm confused with this whole situation. That's the only reason, because it's like, what happened? And I said this already 4 times on this live probably, right? The philosophy. You want to ground and pound. You want to run the football a lot, right? But you're about to hire Cli Kingsbury as your guy. Then he walks, and then you go get the guy that runs the football a lot. Make it make sense. What direction are we going in? That's the only question mark that I have on AP right now. I think he did everything right by bringing in a veteran like Marvin Lewis, a veteran like Hugh Jackson, bringing in an Andre Carter, a defensive end coach. I like some of the moves that he's made. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, there's still some confusion here. I'm very confused as to what he's trying to do on the offensive side of the football. And I guess my questions won't be answered until we actually get out there and start playing the game of football again, in September. So I guess I got to wait. It's the waiting game for me. But I'm just still very confused as to what they are trying to do on the offensive side of football. I think a lot of you guys are as well, and rightfully so. So to JT, if Sean Payton can walk in and suck, Getsy could be gold. Kingsbury ain't God either. Let's stop second guessing what we don't know and start supporting. Hey man, JT, let me tell you something, brother. I got love for you, but look, bro, we're on the total opposite of the spectrum right now, bro. Look, I don't need to support anybody from the jump. Look, at the end of the day, I need to go through my process, right? First, it's what the fuck just happened, and then it's let me process it a little bit. I'm going through the process stage still. I'm not at that point where it's like, let's just completely support him from the jump. I haven't seen enough from this guy. You know what I'm saying? Look, I understand, bro, that a lot of people come to Shield more for the optimistic look, looking through that optimistic lens, so to speak, right? But at the end of the day, you're not going to get that from me right now. I'm still being nice. I'm not screaming and saying that this was the wrong hire. You know what I'm saying? I'm not yelling and saying Getsy is fucking terrible or this is absolutely bullshit why we brought him in. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying I have a lot of questions around this hire, a lot of them. And a lot of those questions come from, what happened with Cli Kingsbury, why Getsy was the second option, and what AP is trying to do with the offense. It is what it is. Salute to Terry, man. Graphk is the best Raiders content ever. Thank you, brother. That means a lot to me, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you for that content. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building. We're going to stick around, man, and talk. We're going to sit around and talk for a little while, you guys. Let's talk some football, man. Let me see. Salute to Elite in the building. Salute to my boy Maul, too, man. Free agency, draft, screw it. Let's cook. Salute to my guy. Salute to 10 Commandments, also on the $5 donation. Visual combo, I see you, brother. Please see the game between KC and AZ at the beginning of the 2022 season. KC dominated KK's offense. The score was not I can't even say that word right now. Pause if necessary. Of the dominance. Salute. I know what game you're talking about, 10 Commandments. I know exactly what game you're talking about. Salute to 10 Commandments. But I'll definitely go take a look back at it. Let me see. I wouldn't go, Aaron, I wouldn't go that far, brother. I wouldn't go that far. I don't think it's that deep yet. You know what I mean? This is just a wait and see approach with me now. Usually I'll be like, oh, shit, let's, at this point, hey, run it. Let's see what the hell happens. See what the hell happens. And, hey, Garcia, I see a lot of people saying that, right? A lot of people, assume, that they want to, it's quick. It's a quick offense, boom, 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 boom. And sometimes if you go through these 3 and outs, which, I've seen a lot of them with Cli Kingsbury and Kyler Murray out there in Arizona, you put the defense at risk again by being cooked, by being winded and having a defense on the football field a lot, right? I hear you. Maybe it was right that we pivoted. I don't know yet. I would just hate to see the Commanders have this phenomenal offense this year with Cli Kingsbury out there and whoever's at quarterback, and then we shit the bed with Luke Getsy as our offensive coordinator. That's all I'm saying, man. It would suck, and it would be very hard to digest watching Cli Kingsbury turn that offense around out there in Washington, and they have some weapons out there too. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Scary Terry, and they got some guys out there, but it would be very, very hard to digest watching him go out there and flip that offense around and we shit the bed on the offense side of the football. It would suck, man. Excuse me. Salute to Qua. You want to think there's someone in the building that knows what they're seeing and watching? That Minnesota game, AOC is not the answer. Now let's please fix that position at all costs. Salute to my guy Qua. We're going to talk more about Aiden O'Connell moving forward. I actually got a live that I want to put together with Stu here soon. That's his guy. Stay tuned, Qua. Stay tuned. We're going to talk more about how we're going to approach Aiden O'Connell moving forward in the offseason. Salute to my guy Qua on the $10 donation. Salute to Gio. Is this more of Telesco or AP, though? I didn't like the Telesco hire, and this doesn't inspire much confidence either. Well, the rumors, Gio, was, and this was all the talk, right, that Cli Kingsbury was the guy that AP wanted. That's what I heard and what I seen, and that he was on a short list of OCs that AP liked. So I don't know if this is more of a Telesco or an AP thing. I mean, it's our general manager, right? He's the one that does the hiring, so maybe it is more Telesco. But I'm leaning towards this, and like I said, conspiracy graph. I'm leaning towards it was more Cli Kingsbury. I'm leaning more towards him and the commander saying, "Look, we're going to get your guy. Come over here." People tend to forget that Cli Kingsbury interviewed for that offensive coordinator position in Chicago and left without a job, and they had the number one spot. So I think this is more about Caleb Williams and Cli Kingsbury than it is about Telesco and AP. I do believe that third year was bullshit. Me personally, I could be totally wrong. So don't run with this and tell everybody that this is what it is. I just think that third year was bullshit. I think that Tom Telesco was comfortable with giving him a 2-year deal and seeing where things went, and him finding a way to get out of this and say, "Oh yeah, I'm cool. If you can't give me a third year, I'm going somewhere that will." To his guy, Caleb Williams. We will, Raider Nation. We're definitely going to do that this week. We're going to do a members only show, and we're going to do a mock draft. Definitely stay tuned for that. You got my word. Salute to Chris. In my opinion, the Raiders did not want to trade the house for KK's quarterback. That is the reason why he took the Washington job. Could be. It could be. But I don't believe so, Chris. I don't believe it's because we wouldn't trade up. I believe that there was already some talks behind the scenes as to what he actually wanted to do. You know what I mean? And people already state now that with Dan Quinn getting the job, then maybe that just set off a fire like, oh, I want to get look, Vegas isn't even an option at this point. I want to go to the Commanders, even though I don't know the connection between Quinn and Cli Kingsbury at all. Salute to Chris. Salute to Ronnie, is my guy, also on a $5 donation. Wipe them feet, y'all. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. Salute to all the new subscribers, all the new people in the chat. I see a bunch of new names. Thank you guys for being over here with us on OLV Raiders Network. Salute to you guys, man. Welcome to the family. I appreciate you guys as always. Salute to Ronnie. If we don't get a competent quarterback this year and DA has a bad stat year, I feel like he walks. We're wasting talent. We need to win now. Ronnie, I agree with you, bro. The time is now. I'm not here to watch another, 7 and 10 year, 8 and 9 year. No, Ronnie. I hear the time is now, my brother. I agree with you. And DA is only getting up there in age, 31. I believe he'll be 32 in December. Yeah, man. Yeah. And there's a lot of money still owed on that contract as well. Salute to Max on the $10 donation, my guy. Shadow Fox, I see you, my brother. Commanders are going to do better regardless. They play in a weak-ass NFC East. Who's to say KK doesn't shit the bed with us, especially without his boyfriend, Caleb Williams? I disagree with you, Max. The Giants were 1 year off from making the playoffs. They were just in the playoffs a year ago, right? Daniel Jones was hurt. They were playing with a third-string quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Their offensive line was terrible. They had a lot of injuries on both sides of the football. The Giants just regressed mightily this past season. I still believe in their head coach a lot. I like the ball a lot. Dallas but that doesn't mean that the Commanders won't be successful. Like they may, I don't know. You could be right, Max. You could be right. Maybe the Giants shit the bed again. I don't know. Maybe the Cowboys fall off now that Dan Quinn's no longer there, right? Now they got McCarthy just calling complete shots. I don't know who's their defensive coordinator over there now. I don't remember, but they lost one of the brightest minds they had on the coaching staff, Dan Quinn. So maybe they do shit the bed a little bit over there. I don't know. In Philadelphia, they definitely shit the bed at the end of the season. But I still feel like Philly's going to figure that out. There's too much talent on both sides of the football. So, but I don't know. We shall see. I think the Commanders are going to be better, though. I do. Salute Chef, my guy on the $5 donation. If we get our QB in the first round, what do we do with the rest of the draft? I think you got to build the trenches, Chef. This is a heavy offensive line draft. You got to get some guards. You got to potentially get a center to replace Andre James. You got to look at the tackle positions. Are we going to let Jermaine Illuminor walk in free agency at right tackle. We may have to bring in another guy if Mumford's not the guy that fits what they're trying to do moving forward. So we need some defensive tackle help. The only guys that we pretty much have under contract are Tyree Wilson and I believe Tillery, right? He has one more year. Bilal Nichols is a free agent. John Jenkins is a free agent. Adam Butler is a free agent. You know what I'm saying? We have Nesta Jade still on a rookie deal, but we need to build the trenches. That's where you win football games. The rest of the draft, you got to build that O-line up, which I think Tom Telesco will do. He did it a lot with the Chargers. And then you got to attack the middle of your defensive line. Salute the chef. Salute to Gio. Was there any other offensive coordinator you would have been okay with? I think Kingsbury and Cli Kingsbury were the last names that I would have been high on. I wanted Zach Robinson, the young pup from Sean McVay tree. I'm out there with the Rams, but he ended up taking the job as the OC with the Atlanta Falcons. But any other guys that were available, Cliff was the guy, and then Kubiak was the guy. If you were willing to wait another week and see if he was willing to take the job, Kubiak was still available. He hasn't technically took that job over there with the New Orleans Saints yet. We've seen the same thing happen with Cli Kingsbury. It's not official till it's official, right? And then I think that's pretty much it. Maybe the quarterback's coach with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was at the bottom of my list. But the guys that I truly wanted were Kubiak, Zach Robinson, and Cli Kingsbury, Gio. The nation's own. Graphk, my thing is we need to draft a top quarterback, and Getsy don't have anything on his resume that shows he can develop quarterbacks. I don't care if DA17 endorsed Getsy. DA17 also endorsed Carr. Appreciate the channel, King. Salute to the nation's own. Well, we shall see. We shall see. We're going to figure this thing out here, man. We're going to see what kind of quarterback he has and what he's going to be able to do in terms of developing them. But, apparently Chicago didn't like what he did with Justin Fields. Apparently Justin Fields didn't like what Luke Getsy did with him, and so on and so forth. So we shall see. We shall see. But I'm hoping whoever it is we bring in, that Getsy figures it out. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that it won't be a guy that has to run the football as much as Justin Fields did. I want a guy that is a dual threat that can run the football a lot. But I think that, when you have a quarterback like Justin Fields that ran the football the way he did out there in Chicago, there's grounds for getting hurt over and over and over again. And Justin Fields has already took his bumps and bruises, his lumps as a quarterback. So maybe it would be smarter to have more of a guy that, within Getsy's scheme that utilizes his legs a lot less, is more of a pocket guy. We shall see. But either way, we'll see what he does with Aiden O'Connell. We'll see, if he ends up being the official backup guy, or we'll see if one of these guys are the guy that the Michael Penixes of the world, the Bo Nixes of the world, the JJ McCarthy's, or they go get him a Russell Wilson. We shall see. Salute to Chris, my guy, a $5 donation. Graphk, I'm not sure 3 former head coaches on a staff is a good idea. Anyway, egos could take over, and you have too many cooks with no decisions made. And usually I would feel like that, Chris, but in this particular situation, I don't. These are guys that he has been around. The Arizona State connection, Hugh Jackson, Marvin Lewis. These are guys that he relies on heavily, that he leans on. I don't think that this is a situation where there would be too many egos. Then you got a general manager like Tom Telesco that has 11 years of experience as a general manager. This isn't a first-year guy like a Champ Kelly potentially would be, or Ed Dodds, or a second-year guy with Ziegler. This is a guy that has a lot of experience as a general manager. So I wouldn't have been too much worried about all the egos because of a head coaching experience. I think these guys are going to come in and they're going to know their roles from the jump. AP is going to be able to lean on these guys, and there's not going to be any egos around this at all. I think all these guys want to see AP succeed as a head coach, and that's the one reason why I'm excited. I think that Marvin Lewis isn't even thinking about a head coaching position right now. I think he's thinking, let's get this thing right in Vegas. Let me help my guy AP. And I think Hugh Jackson is thinking the same thing on the offensive side of the football. So if this was any other head coach or any other general manager, maybe, but I don't think so, Chris. I don't. Salute to Terry. Kingsbury was an assistant to Quinn. Okay, in Atlanta in 2007 and passing assistant for Quinn in Dallas in 20. I had no idea, Terry. So salute to you, brother. Thank you for that. I had no idea they had any connection at all. Thank you for that, Terry. My guy. Great comment right there. So Kingsbury was an assistant, you guys, to Dan Quinn in Atlanta in 2007 and the passing assistant for Quinn in Dallas in 2021. So there's that. I like that visual. Edgar Bennett and Luke Getsy going to cook. There's some optimism here. Salute to my guy. Let me see. Salute to my guy, Vegas Jimmy. This quote from AP's article might be telling. If we need an OC, it's like, I want a guy who wants to be the offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders. Did Cliff really want to be a Raider? Hey, salute to Vegas Jimmy on a $10 donation. That is interesting right there. And I read that this morning. If you need an OC, it's like, I want a guy who wants to be the offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders. Maybe he didn't want to be. Maybe he didn't want to be. Also, earlier on, a month or so ago, the presser, few weeks back, everyone's not built to be a Raider. Everyone's not supposed to be a Raider. AP has said this countless times. But at the end of the day, this was your number one option. That's the thing that kills me. You know what I mean? It's like, this was your guy. If he didn't want to be a Raider in the first place, you need to know that. You know what I mean? This is the guy that you wanted to hire as your offensive coordinator. This was your first guy. So that still reflects heavily, man, on Antonio Pierce by Cliff, by him not knowing if that's who he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Being the guy. Like, you have to know this. Salute to Ruben, man. New here. You and Mitchell Renz, the best content creators. Best way to stay updated on the nation. What if we got Luke Getsy because he knows Justin Fields is a possibility to see JF in a Raiders uniform? I don't know, bro. I mean, salute to you on the kind words. I think it's actually the total opposite. I think that Getsy wants to see what his offense can do and what it's going to look like without the likes of a Justin Fields. It didn't work those 2 seasons with those guys together out there in Chicago. And I'm not saying that it can't happen. Maybe they do want to run it back and see if they can get it right in Vegas. But me personally, I think it's the opposite, Rube. I truly do. I don't think that he's going to be a possibility now. I do think that Justin Fields is going to probably end up in Atlanta if Chicago decides to move on from him. Salute to you, though, man. Let me see. D says, I want to be enemy. Hey, more power to you, man. Let me see. Salute to everybody in the building, man. I just talked about that, Jers. I like Spencer Rattler. I do. I know a lot of people don't, and they're down on him because of, having a few down years, so to speak. But I like Spencer Rattler, and apparently he killed the Senior Bowl. I wouldn't be against looking at him in the mid-rounds. Let me see. I agree, Peyton, especially with Luke Getsy as the offensive coordinator. I totally agree with you, brother. And I'm waiting to see if they bring in Pep Hamilton. I think that would probably be the guy that they look at in terms of the passing game coordinator, unless they give Hugh Jackson that job. I don't know. But keep an eye on Hugh for that spot or Pep Hamilton. I know, Graham, bro, he looks old as shit, bro. He's 39 years old, man. I'm a year older than this dude, and he looks like he's 20 years older than me. Salute to Big Al. Salute, Graphk. You think Hondo might have the inside scoop on why Luke Getsy was hired? I don't know. I don't know. I truly don't, brother. I have no clue. Maybe I'll reach out to him and see, but from what I've seen on Twitter and YouTube and everywhere, I don't think anybody had any inside scoop on Luke Getsy being the guy, to be real. So I think this was a situation that transpired with a few minds in one room, and they figured it out. I don't think it was leaked out or anything. This kind of just happened. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I'm not going to say what Hondo knows and doesn't know. I personally do not know unless he calls me or we're talking on the phone, or we're tweeting back and forth to each other. I don't really personally know. Salute to Colleen, man. Getsy showed he can establish the run game and get a superstar receiver the touches he deserves. AP stated that his offensive plan, that's his offensive plan. Hire makes sense. And for those who have no idea, hold on real quick. I'm going to bring this up real fast. For anybody who has no idea what my boy Deo is talking about, he's talking about DJ Moore. Last year, 8 TDs, 1,364 yards in the air. So, and they have the number 2 running offense in the NFL, you guys. The number 2. So they ran the football a lot, but still found a way in 17 games to get DJ Moore 96 receptions, 1,364 yards in the air, 14.2 yards per catch, and 8 touchdowns. So that is a great year. That's a better year than Devontae Adams had this past year under Bo Hardegree, right? And Josh McDaniels. 96 receptions, 1,364 yards, 8 touchdowns. So for a guy to run the football a lot, Dale, you're right. You are right, my brother. Salute to you. Devontae's definitely going to cook. I talked about this a little bit briefly with Wasted yesterday. Graphk, what about promoting Edgar Bennett? Initially, I didn't want to do that. I'm like, nah, like just keep Edgar where he is. He's a great football mind, and he's just great at what he does. And maybe I was a little emotional yesterday, but I was even thinking like over Getsy, I'd probably promote Edgar Bennett. You know what I mean? But hey, man, the plan is now in motion. I'm here to see what it is. But we did talk about Edgar Bennett a little bit yesterday, Jose. Salute to my guy, man. Salute to Diva, my people. Salute. Couple things. Spencer Rattler equals Mahomes clone, huh? 2, Getsy was in Green Bay as wide receiver coach during Devontae's first 5 years. 3, did you get my email? I did not get your email, Diva. I did not get it at all. Did you send it to OakLosVegas@gmail.com? Send it one more time. I did not get your email. But that's bold right there. A Holmes clone, huh? I know a lot of people were saying that earlier on before he transferred and all that good stuff. But shit, I don't know about that. That's a bold one. That's a bold one. But we shall see. Hey, if that's true, go get him. Go get him. Let me see. Salute to Eric. What about getting Kirk and then drafting Penix or Travis from Florida State? Look, I'm afraid of Kirk Cousins at this point. That injury and his age, wasn't he 30? Isn't he 36, 37 years old, you guys? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? He's coming off that crazy injury. I don't want to have no Kirk Cousins. And it sounds as though he wants a lot of money. What was it, like $45 million a year? He'll be 36 the start of this upcoming season. 36 years old. You know what I mean? And coming off of the injury that he sustained, man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. From what they were saying, $90 million, $45 million, or $45 million a season, 2-year deal or something like that. I forgot what they were saying. No. All the guaranteed money? Hell no. Nah. King 85, I can honestly see the 2 versus 3 year being a deal breaker. Our quarterback room is lacking. You want me to come in on a 2-year with AOC? Nah, I'm cool. And yes, you're 100% right. KK to Getsy is a weird pivot. That's the reason why we're having this live right here, King. That's the reason why. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. And you're right. You're definitely right. Like I said, I'm going to say it one more time. What is the direction? What is the direction? The pivot is crazy. From one extreme to the next. What is the plan? And then watching them drop, Antonio Pierce's State of the Nation letter the following day after we make this hire, it's just insane to me. Like I think that it all goes together. Real talk. So I don't know the direction. I know what we're doing on the defense side of the football, and that's a great feeling, right? We haven't been a great defensive team for a long, long time. So at least I know that we're adding more great minds to the defensive side of the football. I know we're going to get some great defensive, talent in free agency and in the draft. I'm cool with that. I mean, shit. Hey, Chris Jones is in the building right now. Maybe he's getting a look at his new digs. Maybe he's calling his agent and saying, yo, this offseason, you need to talk to Tom Telesco. I want to come here and play in this building that I'm in right now. maybe Snead is saying the same thing. So, yeah, at least we have some type of direction with the defense. I'm excited about that. There's so many question marks, you guys, on the offensive side of the football. Now with Getsy as our offensive coordinator, who is going to be our offensive line coach? Who the fuck is going to be our quarterback? Is Zeus going to be the guy moving forward, or are we bringing Josh Jacobs back? There's just so many question marks. And then even with bringing in KK, the fit, like who on this offense fits with what he's trying to do? There's just so many question marks on the offensive side of the football, and that's getting me nervous going into next season. Like even with Kirk, with KK, like I said before, I said it earlier on the show, our receivers, do a lot of these guys fit outside of our young speedster, Trey Tucker? Who fits? The running backs, who fits? And now with Getsy, what are we doing? But who else was available as the OC? I mean, there's still some other names out there. Apparently, we interviewed Chip Kelly twice. Apparently, we spoke to Eric Bieniemy a few times. So I guess he was an actual realistic option. And salute to the Raiders. They've been sneaking guys in and out of the building. I don't know how the hell you had a contact with Chip Kelly a few times and Eric Bieniemy without, the public knowing that. Salute to you guys. Y'all are playing that's insane. I don't know, but Chip Kelly was an option. Eric Bieniemy was an option. There was ties to Cli Kingsbury. I know that they're saying that he's going to the Saints, but that's not a done deal yet. So there was still some realistic options out there. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterbacks coach, also there was some ties or some talks with us bringing him in. So there was still other options out there, Rick. Real DJ says, Raiders get Russell, pay Chris Jones, draft first-round corner, then get O-line in the second. Okay. So you go get Russell Wilson, a guy that can utilize his legs if need be, right? A guy that can get rid of the football quick. I think he fit pretty well in Getsy's system to be real. And you guys know I've not wanted to bring Russell Wilson at all. But I think he would fit with what Getsy's trying to do. Pay Chris Jones. There you go. You got your anchor in the middle of the defensive line. Go get a corner in the first to pair up with Jack Jones and Nate Hobbs. I would love it. And then draft OL in a second. I'm here for it. DJ. Salute to you. We need to get real DJ Kev as our general manager here, man. Real talk. Raiders guy, it's not a done deal yet. So we don't know. We're just talking about what they've said, right? This is kind of what it's so funny, man. It'd be such a Raider move if they just announced that Getsy's not the guy either, and they go somewhere else. They have to pivot again. Third time's a charm type shit. Wouldn't that be such a Raider move, you guys? We just move on from Getsy. Oh, no, it just didn't work out. He wanted 4 years instead of 3. That should be funny, man. Until we pay a quarterback, a big deal, go big in free agency. Salute to my guy, UA. I like it. Go big in free agency. I hear you, bro. We've been talking about that. Go pay all this. Look, go get the likes of a Chris Jones or a Jalen Johnson. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. Go big. Go big or go home. Yeah, I mean, and Alpha, I hear you. But let's not act as though this ain't Devontae Adams. I mean, we can. That's great. I mean, shit. But Devontae had what? 1,500 yards and like fucking 18 touchdowns or some shit under Josh McDaniels. And we know how that played out. 6 wins. Devontae Adams is Devontae Adams. I think Devontae can make anybody look good. I mean, shit, he had a decent year with Bo Hardigree. So let's not act as though I don't think we give Getsy really any credit by Devontae's game. Devontae is Devontae. For those who didn't watch him at Fresno State, we knew he was going to be a superstar. You know what I mean? Devontae is Devontae. I know he was a rookie, Alpha, but Devontae is Devontae. He was going to be great regardless. Okay. Salute the real my boy Kev. Salute my boy Kev on the $2 donation. Pastor. What is the price tag? I think it's going to be a veteran minimum. Denver has to pay him a lot of money. When they move on from him post June 1st or whenever they decide to cut him, they have to pay him. So the next team is not taking on a lot of money. This could be a veteran minimum type situation. That's the only way I look at a Wilson as our guy moving forward, is inexpensive, a veteran minimum or somewhere close to that where you're not paying him a shit ton of money, because Denver has to pay him a lot. So maybe 1.3, 1.2, somewhere around that vet minimum. I'm cool. Shit. Hey, bring in rest for that. I'll do that all day. Primetime says Jared Verse, draft pair with Max. For those who have no idea, he's talking about the young defensive end from Florida State. With Malcolm Kuntz still on another 1 year deal left, and we still got Tyree Wilson, on a rookie deal. I don't know what they plan on doing with him moving forward. Maybe they move him back to defensive end. I don't know, but I wouldn't want to get an edge rusher in the first round. Me personally, Primetime, I wouldn't want to do it. I think there's too many more needs. The line, the O-line, some defensive tackle help. There's too much. There's way more needs than that. And facts, man, that shit ain't leather, man. Shit ain't leather. If you're the owner of the Raiders, what would you do next for the next step? I mean, look, I can't speak about being Mark Davis, but I can speak about potentially being the general manager, and I'm fielding calls. Raider guy, I'm trying to see how much it would take to move up to that top 3, top 4, position. Like, I'm trying to see, is New England, are they sold on one of these guys, or is Chicago sold on taking Caleb at 1 or Jaden Daniels at 1? Are they going to take Marvin here? I'm just working the phones trying to see what it's going to take in order to move up, because I think all this shit comes full circle if AP and those guys find a way to move up to get Jaden Daniels. I do. And I think that he'd be great in Getsy's system. I do believe it. I believe that Jaden Daniels would be phenomenal talent in Getsy's system. So if I'm the GM, I'm trying to see, look, we pushed all our cards in for AP, right? We pushed all of our chips in for AP. Go get the final piece. AP got all the minds that he wanted around him, right? He brought in the Hugh Jacksons, the Marvin Lewises. He's leaning on Tom Coughlin, right? The last option the last piece is Jaden Daniels, the guy that is his guy, the guy he's bringing into Vegas, into the locker room, celebrating Raider wins. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the last piece. If you're pushing all your chips in for AP, go get him. Go get him his guy. Go get him his guy, right? Everybody's sold on AP, right? Well, that's the last piece. Go get him his guy. Go get him his guy. If you wanted to see AP succeed, you want to give him the pieces that he sees fit that can make this thing and turn it around. You go get Jaden Daniels. That's the guy. Everyone knows. It's clear. It's clear. You see it. Like, that's the guy that he wants. That's his guy. Former Arizona State guy. You know what I mean? And bring in Jaden Daniels. Find a way to go up and get that man. If you want your head coach to succeed, you want him to be the guy forever, then give him what he needs in order to make this happen. And he's not a sure thing. To me, it's a boom or bust type talent. But if he booms, this can be major for this franchise. And sometimes you got to take risks. And it's AP's guy. So we're going to die on this hill with AP, right? It's his team now. It's his team. If we're going to die on that AP hill, then give him what he wants. Give him what he needs. Let me see. Salute. Pastor, is Penix still an option, if not Jaden Daniels? I feel like they are very similar, but I may be misreading. No, yeah, they're not similar at all, Pastor. To be honest with you, I think they both play two totally different games. But they're both still phenomenal talents. Don't get me wrong. But Penix is definitely still an option. I don't know where he's going to fall. Some people got him falling to the second round now. You know what I mean? Not playing at the Senior Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Deciding on not playing the Senior Bowl. And then, people saying that he shit the bed in the national championship game, not showing up when the big lights, are on, and so on and so forth. Penix may be available there at 13. I think actually Penix may be available at 13. But a lot of people have him fall into the second round. But Jaden Daniels is still a far-fetched dream. We'd have to give up a shit ton of draft capital to move up to go get the guy. Yeah, John, facts. Also, got to think about the Vikings and the Donkeys. I talked about this earlier. If they're to get rid of their quarterbacks, they could be in a bidding war with us to move up to the top 3. Facts. And there was a report that came out not too long ago that Peyton would love to have Caleb Williams. So there you have it. Got to monitor the Denver Broncos because they need a quarterback. It's not going to be Stidham moving forward. And we don't know if the Vikings want to run with, Kirk Cousins, bringing him back, or if they want to try to give the young pup, you know what I'm saying, out of BYU a chance at winning the spot. We don't know yet. Salute to Julio, my guy, on a $5 donation. Moving up isn't going to happen, and move up for a quarterback that in reality only had one good year of college football would probably be irresponsible. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. These guys get paid to analyze these players. They get paid to talent scout. There's a reason why you have a scouting team, and you got a guy like AP that's been in the league that can, spot talent a mile away. I don't care if a guy had a great 6-game stretch, 7-game stretch. Talent is talent. You know what I'm saying? It's about these coaches being able to bring it out of them. So I'm not. This guy had a hell of a year, Julio. Like, he had a phenomenal year, Heisman Trophy year. Like, and even the season before last, he wasn't bad by any stretch. The guy has a lot of talent, and there's nothing like reuniting him with the guy that he's very familiar with and unlocking all that full potential that he has. I think Jaden Daniels will have a phenomenal career potentially under AP as the guy. It's all about sometimes where these guys go, man. You know what I mean? Do you think that Tom Brady would have been Tom Brady if he didn't go to New England in the 6th round? You know what I mean? Some of these guys are very, very much who they are because of where they went. Do you think Brock Purdy would be in the Super Bowl right now if Shanahan didn't take a flyer on him as Mr. Irrelevant? I don't think that he would have been the guy that he is if he didn't go to the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? Like, realistically, even with Dak Prescott, I know a lot of people beat him up. I'm not a huge fan of Prescott by any stretch, but if he didn't go to the Cowboys, you know what I'm saying, and get surrounded around all that talent that he has, I don't know if he'd be the same guy. You know what I mean? So you have to see where these guys, a lot of times with these quarterbacks, they have to be in the right and put in the right position to succeed. You know what I mean? But that's the reason why you hire scouts. That's the reason why you have a guy like AP that has a lot of experience at the NFL level and at the collegiate level. These guys know how to spot talent. And if AP says Jaden Daniels is the guy, then I believe AP that Jaden Daniels is the guy. Deo, I think we need an explosive change of pace running back too. I agree, Deo. I like Jordan out of Louisville and Bucky Irving out of Oregon. Love Bucky Irving. Love it. I would love to end up with him and Powers, the center out of Oregon, man. That would be phenomenal. But I got to do a little more homework on the Jordan kid, Dale. But I love the thought process of bringing in Bucky Irving. That's one of my favorite running backs in this year's draft. Salute to my guy on a great comment. Let me see. Yes, Steve, that's facts. Scouts got to be confident with their analytics. They should trade up if they think they're worth the first round pick. If they're trading up just because, then it's done. Facts. And look, Mike, Daniels kept LSU in every game because the Tigers defense was horrible last year. Talk that shit, my brother. Talk that shit. Hey, man, Jersey, you know how I feel, man. I'm still waiting to get my check, man. Sincere, high stakes, McCormick. Salute to everybody here in the building. Still about 1,200 people in. Wipe them feet, you guys. You already know what it is, man. Hit that thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Went to Austin this weekend. Got away. Went and got me a new little hoodie. Went and got me a new little little cup that I found out there. I was shocked that this was out there. I thought they only had them in like 7-Elevens in Las Vegas and shit. About to crack this thing open, man. Get me some electrolytes and get moving. Who the fuck are you, fam? Salute to my boy Classic Man Q. Let me see. Dino, look, I personally think that's going to happen. I think that Bo Nix is a definite option for us at 13 or an option trading up in that 8 to 10 range. I think that Tom Telesco is definitely doing his homework on Bo Nix. What would it cost to move up to 4 in the draft? I don't know. Depending on who's there. Hef, right? What will Arizona say, hey, we want some extra draft capital because our guy is still here. If Marvin Harrison Jr. is there, still Hef, I don't see them moving on at all. I think that they want to pair him with Kyler Murray. I don't think there's going to be enough in the world to move up to go get the best talent in this draft. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting getting closer to the draft, seeing where these top 3 teams are looking at in terms of talent. If Chicago goes Marvin Harrison Jr., then maybe Arizona says, you know what, we're down to be your trade partner. You know what I mean? I don't know at that point what it would take to move from 13 to 4. I don't. It's going to be interesting to see if that's a realistic option if Marvin Harrison Jr. is not on the board. Salute the Rube on a $10 donation. I think we're going to draft more of the Crosby, Jack Jones type, and I'm excited. As long as they don't end up like Jonathan Abram. George Helani, I know you keep talking about him, the young running back out of Boise State, likes BBWs. He's a certified dog. A lot of those in Vegas. Man. Salute the Rube. But I definitely want to see us draft some more Raider types. Jack Jones was born to be a Raider. Crosby was born to be a Raider. Josh Jacobs was born to be a Raider. Devontae was born to be a Raider. I definitely agree with you, man. I do want to see us get some more of those dog type players, but we've seen how some of that has worked in the past, right, Rube? Like you said, Jonathan Abram. You watch his game, you watch him at Mississippi State, like he plays like a Raider. Gets to the NFL level, first game against the Broncos, injures his shoulder, but he's playing like a Raider, and then he just never lives up to the hype again. After that, it's just like Jonathan Abram was a first-round bust. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. We shall see. But I'll tell you right now, I think Jaden Daniels fits that role. I think Jaden Daniels fits the Raider role. I also think he wants to be there. With him already saying that he would like to be in Las Vegas over the other cities that are in front of us in the draft. With his team putting up I believe they put up like a poster somewhere on the strip, with Jaden Daniels on it. We shall see. Kevin, I like that. I believe Marvin Harrison Jr. is the only can't miss at the draft. Yeah, he is the best. He's the best player in this draft, period, by far. By far. You already know what you're getting with him. He is going to come in and be a top 5 receiver from the jump, as long as he has a quarterback, to be able to throw him the football. If he ends up in a bad situation, I feel bad for him, man, because, he's too talented. If you put him in Arizona with Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison will be a top five receiver in the league. Definitely. He's a definite can't miss. Salute to Gio also. I'd rather the Raiders give up 10 first-round picks if AP believes that JD's the guy, instead of drafting a Bo Nix because you want to play it safe. I agree with you, Gio. I've been said this, bro. I'm okay with giving up the farm and moving up and going to get your guy. I've been said this. I've said this from day one. Give it up. Like, if Caleb is your guy, which, people were saying that Mark was infatuated with him, then go get him. Go get him. Go get him. If Jaden Daniels is the guy, give up everything. Go get him. We have a lot of talent on this existing roster already. Free agency, we have a lot of money. We can add a lot of talent around that and move on from a bunch of draft capital and go get our guy. I'm for it. If you believe he is the guy, trade up to go get your guy. And I believe that AP is in Tom Telesco's ear saying, that's my guy. That's my guy. Please just try anything in your power to move up to get the guy, because that's my guy. See, Jimmy? Jimmy be watching, bro. I'm cool with giving up the farm, the trap house, and the side chick house. Fuck it. My dog. Salute the Rube once again. I played with George Helani, Trent McDuffie, DJU, and against Amon Ara, Bruh, McCoy, and other NFL guys. None of those guys were close to George physically. Holy shit. So for those who have no idea, Trent McDuffie, former Washington guy, plays for the Kansas City Chiefs corner. Damn, bro. Okay. And I'm on USC. Okay. Let's go. Talk your shit, man. Hey, man, the more you talk about George, Helani, the more I really look at him in those mock drafts in those mid to later rounds, Rube. I've actually took him in a few recent mock drafts, and we'll do a mock draft on the way out, you guys. We definitely will, even though I'm kind of stuck on a few names specifically. But hey, it is what it is. Digi says, Nix is a car clone. Good at a lot, great at nothing. Okay. Rod Gas, what's up, my brother? Cheese man, we never hit on our ones anyway. Trade up, factory, outlet. Factory. So 10 Commandments. We are in position because of lousy first-round picks. Why would you give up multiple first-round picks to move up? Because you can't draft? I think you kind of answered your own question, 10 Commandments. We're in a position because of lousy first-round picks. Why would you give up multiple first-round picks to move up? Maybe I'm tripping, y'all. Like, 10 Commandments, you my dog, and I respect you, brother, but I think you kind of answered your own question. Now, if you want to say we have Tom Telesco in the building, he's been known to draft well in the first round, then you have an argument here, and I hear you. But if we have not been able to draft in the first round, that's the reason why you get rid of your draft capital and move up to get your guy. Let me see. Salute to Mondo. That content. Yeah, Dr. Feelgood. Yep. He from Dino, bro. He is definitely from Dino. Real shit. JD says, fans shitted on Patrick Graham the same way Getsy as being shitted on before. AP took over that whole first season and half they were calling for his head, but all he needed was time. Well, I mean, let's not act as though, you guys, it wasn't rightful. I mean, rightfully so. We were on Patrick Graham's ass, right? I mean, the defense still looked bad a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not act as though we were rightfully so pissed off at Patrick Graham. I mean, then you go get the likes of a Robert Spillane, a Marcus Epps. You know what I'm saying? You add a Jack Jones, and then it changes the dynamic of the defense. You drafted Tyree Wilson. Malcolm Kuntz is finally unleashed, right? Things started to change a little bit, but let's not act as though year one Patrick Graham didn't deserve all that flack. He definitely did. That defense was nasty, bro. It was nasty. And maybe we can still have that argument that Josh McDaniels kind of had the handcuffs on. Maybe because the defense looked totally different once he left. But I'm just saying that was warranted. That was warranted. Salute to Rico, my guy. $5 donation. Rams said F them picks and got it done. Won a bowl and still made the playoffs and has been competitive after doing so. Why can't we do the same? My favorite comment of today's show. Salute to Rico World 510. Favorite comment of the show thus far. Bro, I agree. Why not? You got a bunch of talent. The defense is finally showing up. Why not? Go all out. Go get your guy. And the Rams have still been able to fight year in and year out, even after having no draft picks. Facts. Facts plus tax. And a lot of people will probably say, well, they have Sean McVay. Great coaching staff. You're right. But I feel like a lot of us feel like we have a great coaching staff now, right? Let's get it done. Let me see. Yeah, F that draft capital, man. Salute to my brother Hammer in the building. Yo, Hammer. Let's do a live tonight, bro. You want to do a live tonight? It's got to be late though. It's got to be after Raw. It'd be a late show. Do an hour? You down to do an hour tonight? Let's do a show tonight after Raw. Quick hour-long show. I want to talk about some of these mid-round to late-round quarterbacks and talk about free agency a little bit. Or we could do that top 50 top 50 free agent board. Let's get it. Cool. Let's set it up. Make a thumbnail, little bro. Make a thumbnail and let's get it rocking tonight. I'm down. Right after Raw, let's rock. We'll do a late night show, you guys, tonight. Streaming from both platforms. So stay tuned for that. Let me see. You guys want to do a mock draft real quick? We're coming up on 2 hours. I kind of spoke my piece on, the Luke Getsy situation. I'm not high on the hiring at all. To be real, I'm really not. But hey, wait and see approach now. Let's see what we can do. Like I said, there's a lot of reports coming out now that, the Raiders feel as though it wasn't Luke Getsy's fault, that it was more along the lines of what Chicago had around him and all the obstacles he had to overcome and so on and so forth. Cool. I hope that they're right. Because this was not a move that I liked at all. So, and I'm not going to sit here and act as though I was high on it. So I'm not going to come here and lie to my people on live just to make people feel good about the hire. I'm not going to do that. I personally do not like the hire, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope Luke Getsy proves me wrong, and I hope that we have a top 15 offense this year under him. So there you have it. Other than that, I talked about the AP article. For you guys who have not checked it out yet, the Players Tribune, go to playerstribune.com. He wrote a letter to Raider Nation. I kind of spoke my piece on that also. I'm over the words now. I'm over the words. I'm ready to get this thing rocking. You know what I mean? I'm ready to get this thing rocking. And but I'm going to say, anytime I see people say this isn't a public relations thing, it always looks like a public relations thing. So, but it is what it is. We didn't talk about that. Patrick Mahomes' dad, man, that boy was out here in Texas the other night, toasted. That boy got slapsticked, got his third DUI. Patrick Mahomes be going through it, bro. I know he looking at his drunk ass daddy. He looking at his sweet ass brother, and he's looking at his oddball ass wife. And that's I don't want to shit on anybody's wife because I don't talk about people's wives and shit like that. But I know Patrick be going through it behind closed doors. I know he be having meetings with these people like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing, man? Like, what the fuck? I got all this money, all this spotlight on me, and y'all continue to do weird, goofy shit. Like, what is the problem? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? I like, if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm saying, look, y'all are cut off. Y'all are cut off, man. Y'all are fucking up my brand. You know what I'm saying? You got me out here looking crazy. You out here saying you smoking a Burrow pack, a Lamar Jackson pack, and then, you got your brother forcefully kissing motherfuckers in bars and shit. I don't get it. Like, what's going on, man? What's going on, man? Hey, Patrick Mahomes, man. Hey, more power to you, bro. Like, hey, you got to deal with a weird combination of family members, man. So it's nasty work out there with the Mahomes family, man. Yeah. Nasty work. Salute to Richard, man. My dog. I appreciate you, bro. Graphk putting that work in. Salute, King. Hey, do you think so? Hey, Nomad, is this the humiliation stage? That third eye open, King. Nasty work. Nasty. Pastor said he's still winning, though. That's what makes me even more mad. Facts, bro. Facts. All right, let's get this mock draft in, you guys, real quick. Once again, we will be doing a show tonight. Me and Hammer. We haven't done a show in a while. It's time to return. Get that Graphk and Hammer show rocking. Let me see. Get my mock draft going. Boom. NFL mock draft. Boom. Mock draft simulator. Wipe them feet real quick, y'all. If you are not subscribed yet, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button also. I'm going to go to Pro Football, do 7-round mock draft, do this fast, quick, easy, and in a hurry. Boom. Pick my Raiders. Good to go. All right, there we go. Let's present this real fast. Mock draft. Boom. Let's get it rocking. Get rid of these ads. You want to do some trades? That's not worth it because we're not worried about the second round pick. So let's reject that. Let me see. Is there any other trades? Damn, Jaden Daniels goes at 12. You got to be fucking kidding me in this shit. There's no way in hell he goes at 12 right before us to the Jets. Sits a year behind Aaron Rodgers. You got to be fucking kidding me right now, man. There ain't no way. Wow. All right. That's nasty work. All right. We got Dallas Turner, the edge rusher at Alabama. Newton, everybody knows how I feel about Jazon Newton. I think he's going to be a dog at the next level. I don't know if we can afford to miss out on, once again, another stout defensive tackle. You know, missing out on Jalen Carter last year and then seeing Jazon Newton on the board right here. It's kind of tough, man. I think at this point I may have to take the best player available. And I'm looking at Newton. I'm looking at Newton right now. Love Keon Coleman, but wide receiver is not a weakness for us. Cooper DeJean, Chad Robinson, Nate Wiggins. I like him a lot out of Clemson. JJ McCarthy, Quinyon Mitchell, another guy that's rising up my draft board like crazy. I would not be against taking him if we traded back. Jackson Powers Johnson. I don't want to take a center in the first round, though. Byron Murphy, another guy that's picking up a lot of steam out of Texas. He just declared not too long ago, but I'm going to play this shit safe here. I know Bo Nix is right there also, you guys, but I'm not taking quarterback right here. I'm just not. I'm taking Newton. So let me see what we have here in the second round. No. Oh, wow. Wow. In this mock draft, you guys, Powers Johnson falls to the second round and Penix is available. And y'all may trip out right here, but I would rather probably take Jackson Powers Johnson. I think he's going to be an all-pro talent at the center position. And if he falls this late to the second round, which I don't believe he will, I think he'll be a first-round pick. I think he'll be gone in the 20s. But I'm going to be honest, man. I may have to take my guy right here. This is an all-pro talent. And Penix is still a very questionable talent. I'm a big fan of him, but I'm going to take my center of the future right here. Boom. Y'all may disagree. I get it. Nope, reject that. Damn, Van Pran was still there in the third round. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. I may take Max Melton right here, the corner out of Rutgers. Peyton Wilson is still there. The linebacker at NC State. I like him a lot. Rattler's there. If Rattler's there in the next round, I'm taking him. But I'm going to take Max Melton out of Rutgers. I think this is the talent you can't miss out on. I think he'd be a great corner on the opposite side of Jack Jones. So, boom. I got my corner right there, the future. There's a lot of picks right there. And usually I would do it, but I don't want to have that much draft capital. That's a lot. I'm going to reject that. Okay. So we got our corner. We got our center. May have to look at a guard here soon. May have to look at a tackle. Damn, man. I may have to take Eichenberg right here. I like Marshawn Lloyd, also the running back out of USC, but I do believe that we're going to bring Josh Jacobs back. So I don't want to take him there. Let me see if there's any guards. What's the best guards available here? Zinter's there. I think he's going to fall the next round because of the injury. So I may have to play this safe here, you guys. Shit. I may have to take Tommy Eichenberg out of Ohio State. Thinking about one more year left on Spillane's deal, one more year left on Divine Diablo's deal. Then you're banking on Amari Burney, a late round guy. You're banking on Luke Masterson, a UDFA. I'm taking Eichenberg here and hoping that Zinter falls, which I don't think he will. Zinter's gone. He's out of there. So, all right. Oh, shit. Marshawn Lloyd is still there. He's still there. Isaiah Davis is still there. The young pup out of South Dakota State. Brandon Rice is there? We're bringing back Josh Jacobs, right? Boom. All right, let me see. We might need a tight end here, but I didn't really approach the O-line like that at all. Let me see. Let me look at guards real quick. Aaron Frost is available. Let me look at tackles. Nathan Thomas is there. I like him. I like Caden Wallace out of Penn State also. I'm going to take a tackle here. I'm going to take Nathan Thomas. Now I can look at guard, tight end, or running back. I'm gonna say we get a guard in free agency. We already talked about Hunt from Miami. Gabe Hall is there, another guy that you can put in the middle of that defense next to Newton. I like Pritchett too, but I'm not going to double up here at corner. I got no quarterback, you guys. None. No quarterback. It's nasty, nasty work right here. Shit. I like Carson Steele. Go to tight end position. Damn, man. Not really too much left. I might have to go with Kyle here. Damn. I'll go with Aaron Frost here at Arizona State. Give me a guard. And then let me go back to all real fast. I know I missed out on a quarterback, you guys. Nasty work. Nasty work. But I might have to go Carson Steele here out of UCLA. Oh, man. I'm going to keep it simple. Boom. I'm going to go get my guy Gabe. So I missed out on a quarterback. I know that's not, something that the Raider fans want to see. But we missed out on the top guys. We got Newton at defensive tackle. I think he could be an all-pro talent. Jackson Powers Johnson, I'm telling y'all now, remember this name, you guys. He's going to be an all-pro center. All-pro center. Max Melton, one of the sneakiest corners in this draft out of Rutgers. Tommy Eichenberg, one of the greatest linebackers in this draft. Brendan Rice, which I don't think he'll be there that late. But I love bringing in fresh talent at the wide receiver position at 146. That's cool. For those who don't know who Brendan Rice is, that's Jerry Rice's son. And he's going to start rising up draft boards also. Nathan Thomas, tackle. Aaron Frost, guard. And we got Gabe Hall at defensive tackle. So I'm assuming at this point we went and got our quarterback in free agency. So whether that's Russ or one of those guys, we went and got a veteran. So that's what it looks like. Missing out on those top quarterbacks in this draft. I would not be mad at this. I mean, there's a lot of talent right there. A lot of talent on this draft board right here. And then you got a lot of guys that you're looking at in the later rounds, like a Nathan Thomas, Aaron Frost, and Gabe Hall, just hoping that they can translate at the next level, those later round picks. But those first 5 picks, I'm very, very comfortable with. Very comfortable with. Salute to Pride and Purpose, my dog in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Let me see. But yeah, man, other than that, we'll talk more tonight. Me and Hammer will be doing the show, late night show. Stay tuned for that, you guys. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I am back. I am back at the crib. I'm going to be working all week long, putting up shorts, putting up a bunch of quick hits on some potential collegiate talents that are coming into the draft. We're going to be doing a lot these next few weeks. So stay tuned for that. Let me see. I seen something. Yeah, Beavers, I agree with you, bro. I definitely shit the bed on the quarterback position, but I'm assuming, with this one, we went and got an elder statesman like a Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? So, but we'll do another one tonight. So stay tuned for that, you guys. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Wipe the feet on the way out. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out. 1.
talking about.